Hey now, what's happening? I'm here with my good buddy Captain Andy. Andy, thanks for talking with us.
Not a problem.
He's captain of the Bruce McAllister, and he's going to tell us a little bit about how he got started and what he does and all that kind of jazz. So, Captain Andy, how'd you get started out here?
Because of my dad, actually, who's probably going to be watching this.
All right.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Cal Edmonds, Captain Calvin N. Edmonds the third. He's been doing it for.
Thanks for watching, sir.
Been doing it a long time, but he, when I was a week old, and I was in the wheelhouse on his tug in the crib. So
all right,
started there, and it was my older brother, and we just grew up on tugboats, and been doing it ever since. So
okay, so like literally, as far as an adult job, tugboats is all you've ever done.
Yeah, I mean, I've done some other stuff too,
Okay.
but primarily just worked on tugboats. Same with my older brother. He has gotten more experience. He's done office side stuff, but for the most part, we've always just been on tugboats, working our way up, and that's.
Man, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Born and bred on the water, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
guess
cool.
teething on the toe wire is what one of my buddies used to say. So
That's cool. All right, so how'd you move from the deck to the wheelhouse? Tell us how you did that.
So I'm a hawse piper.
Right, same here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, just like yourself. Just worked my way up. When I was 18, I started when I got my ordinary seaman's ticket when I was 15 or 16. My father took me out of high school. We went to, he went and did the whole swearing in at the Coast Guard station and everything.
That was a cool process.
Yeah, started with my ordinary seaman's ticket, when you got the Z card, and then went from there. Got my AB when I was 18 or 19, when I was legally able to.
Right.
And just started collecting my sea time, and then at 22 or 23, I sat for my license. That's kind of a long story. I passed it, but didn't pass it, kind of thing.
I had I had to go through 2-week course of sea school to get my license as well. So
it was kind of a difficult thing because it was before the National Maritime Center, and when I got it, they just kind of made a mistake in my evaluation. So passed my whole license, got a congratulations, and then they said, "Well, we can't give it to you."
Oh man!
But it worked out. Through a year of having a good dealing with the Coast Guard and stuff, they ended up satisfying I apparently satisfied some of their requirements for a license, and I got it.
Cool.
But, yeah, got my license and decked with that for over 10 years. At Rhine-Hour for 6.5, I was at KC, and got certified and trained and everything at Rhine-Hour to be a mate. Signed off, did a little bit of mate's work over at Rhine-Hour, and then ended up getting my first full-time mate's job. Following my brother, actually, he had left Rhine-Hour, went to Gateway, and I went with him, and we both got hired right there as mates on tugs.
You remember what year that was?
That was in.
Right. I have a hard time keeping up with years too.
Yeah.
2010-ish. Before that?
A little after that.
Okay.
It was a little after that. It was probably like 2016, I think, 2017.
Okay. So you've been into the wheelhouse a little over 10 years.
About, yeah, because I did quite a bit of it at Rhine-Hour.
Okay.
But over there it was different. Like you were signed off as a mate, but then you'd work as an extra mate, or kind of used you when they needed you.
Right, I get that.
But yeah,
cool.
Around 10 years.
And then when did you become captain? You remember how long you've been captain?
That was actually here at McAllister. My first captain's job was 3.5 years ago on the Justine, actually.
Okay, cool.
Toughest one ever. A standby down at Leonardo at the base. Yeah.
Tough job right there.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about what you do we're on the Bruce McAllister right now. So tell us a little bit about what this boat does.
So this is kind of cool. The Bruce, like the Marjorie, and there's only one other boat that's like this series, which is the Brennan Turret Camo.
3 sister boats.
Yep. So this is a flank and rudder boat, which the flank and rudder is just the rudder that's ahead of your propeller. So when you're going astern, you can actually steer the tug backwards better with your flank and rudder, and then you can do a lot more maneuvering with a boat of this size with your flank and rudders.
Right.
So yeah, we do primarily we're known as the car float boat. So we move the railroad car barge between Greenville, New Jersey, and Brooklyn, New York,
right.
and That's you know.
It's a Monday through Friday gig. What, 2 or 3 trips a day? Something
Yeah,
like that?
usually I guess now we're at 2 trips a day.
Okay, cool.
So you know it's a good run. It's not for everybody though because
it's tricky. It really is tricky. I've done it. I was a mate on it twice before, and I made it, but it's tricky. So hats off to you there. So.
You know what? Like I'm like anybody can do it. I'm like, but it's just I was like
patience.
Yeah, I was like I've got almost 1,000 trips doing it. I was like I still have kind of hairy days where it's like, oh geez, what was that? You know,
all it takes a little bit of wind, current going the wrong way. That's all it takes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you move the car float throughout the week, and you also assist ship docking. When you're done with that, so he moves barges and he docks ships for the 2 weeks he's here, and he's getting ready to go home today. So I called him right before crew change. What do you like best about working on the water?
You know what? It's kind of like from my childhood. You know, I said, my dad brought us up doing it, and that was, I mean, he was, you know, the best ever working with him. And my brother and I mean, he still does it, and he's, you know, he's got over 40 years doing it.
Right.
And, you know, the stuff that I've learned from him, from my older brother, the things that they can do, you know, that's just where my heart's at. That's why
I get it, man. My heart's here too.
Yeah,
I know I'm going to retire on a tugboat. You know what I mean? I know, like, and I'm happy with that. It takes a certain kind of us crazies to be happy like that.
Yeah,
be gone for 2 weeks. Some guys do longer than 2 weeks, but I love sleeping on the water.
It is nice. I mean, I want to be on a day boat. Really, is what I want to do.
But go home at night.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. But you know, my career started, you know, in the harbor, and then I worked offshore for a long time. You know, everywhere from the North Atlantic up through the Great Lakes, all the way down to, you know, Puerto Rico, Dominican, the Caribbean, the Gulf. And
I don't miss any of that either.
Yeah, it was like fun at the time.
Right, but, I was 21, 22 when I was doing that.
And I'm going to be 38 in 10 days. I'm like,
hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm like, I don't really have a desire to go offshore because Mother Nature has been not happy with the whole world, you know, and it's only getting worse out there.
I get brutal. It. Cape Hatteras, I was caught in 16-footers is the biggest I ever got caught.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure if you were in the Northern Atlantic, you probably got caught bigger than that. But
yeah, I mean, even here, you know, we a couple of trips that were pretty brutal, you know, with one of our biggest boats we have there, the Christine, you know. But, yeah, no, it's like I said, it's what my dad still does, my older brother does it, and I've gotten to blessed with getting to work with both of them and seeing what they can do. You know, about a year or two ago, I got to work as my brother's mate, you know, just helping out on my time off, and, you know, got to see what he could do handling a tugboat, which is, you know, pretty awesome.
Right,
you know,
I agree.
We've seen it. We've seen what our father can do, and even now watching him do stuff, it's just so effortless. You know?
Oh man, it's so beautiful to watch that kind of stuff click.
Yeah,
like to sit back and just watch it unfold. Like I know we're getting kind of nerdy and tugboat here, but it really is beautiful. Tell us about a couple of these.
Oh yeah, well, so this right here, that's why I say that's one reason I'll never probably never be off of a tugboat. This was an old New York Harbor Railroad tug. It was a steam tug, the tug C. Hayward Mesick.
All right.
So this was from Mesick Towing, which is this boat was built in the 30s, I think, maybe even earlier than that.
Cool.
The only thing existing of this tugboat is actually the name board sitting in the Fort Schuyler Maritime Museum.
All right, cool. Step a little closer so you can see that one. All right, that's pretty cool right there. Almost cussed, but I did. But this was actually a lead pencil drawing that somebody did of the boat and gave to my father for a gift. I mean, probably years before I was born, and I took it down, and I'm a real artist, so I traced it on some vellum paper, and I had it tattooed on me when I was like 18, so a long time ago, 20 years ago. I got some 18. Your 18-year-old tattoo looks way better than my 18-year-old tattoo.
I mean, now all of them, I can age my nieces and nephews by which tattoos. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that this niece was born when I got this done.
But, that's cool, man.
Yeah, just the whole nautical thing here. Turk's head. That was just something I always taken pride. I always loved doing fancy work and making Turk's heads and monkey's fists.
Right, I love making monkey fists.
Yeah, and it's like
nobody really throws them anymore, but it's still nice to have on the boat.
No, we got Brad.
Yeah, Brad will throw one.
Yeah,
Brad's his deck partner and a really good friend of mine as well. Hopefully, I'll get him on an interview one of these days.
Yeah,
but he still throws the heaving line.
Yep, sure does.
What would you tell somebody that's just wanting to start in the industry? Well, what would you say? Anything to anybody wants to come out here?
do it the right way. Do it the right way and be patient. We've seen a lot of guys come through here that were just fresh out of school or just fresh off the street, literally never been on a boat, and first thing is, I want to drive the boat.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
it goes in order.
Yeah, and the best part is when you start driving, but you realize I don't want to drive the boat anymore.
It can get a little scary, and that's what I always say. Yeah. Get really good on deck.
Yeah.
Because if you're not really good on deck, you're not going to be really good up here.
100%.
And my two first captains pounded that into my head. Yep. So take your time, learn the deck good, coiling the line, throwing the line.
Yep.
All that stuff matters. How you hang it, where you hang it.
Yeah.
All of that matters.
Yeah, definitely. It just for anybody that wants to get into it, it's not an easy trade, but it's got its harsh points of reality, but
and you only work half a year now.
Yeah, you only work half a year. Yeah, you only work half a year, but you are going to be away. You're going to miss a lot of things.
You are.
It's kind of tough. You're going to miss out on a lot of stuff that you wish you didn't, but it can be rewarding. It's just you got to be patient with it. It takes time, but in the same aspect, it doesn't, because by the time I was in the wheelhouse, I was like, wow, I'm like, this was really quick. I just remember when I was 14 years old as Dad's deckhand, or deckaneer, and now I'm
we're on a boat.
And now and now it's like steering, and there's times it's like I've been steering as captain for a few years, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, am I actually doing this right now? It kind of hit you. There's times where it hits you, and you're like So yeah, it comes quicker than you think. But learn everything you can, and take the opportunities. Especially when you're younger, because you get I'm still a kid, but I'll be 38.
Right.
So at 38, sometimes you start to change. You're like, all right, now going offshore might not be the thing I want to do anymore.
Right.
You figure out what you want to do through years of learning and getting to know everything.
Take bits and pieces from everybody that you meet out here, because everybody, throughout life, but everybody out here has something different to offer you.
Mm-hmm.
You might learn how to do it the wrong way, and then you might learn how to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to see the comparisons in that. But anyway, I know you're packing up. Thank you so much for talking.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Have a great 2 weeks off, and happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome, man. Thank y'all for watching.